Okay, so this is the game room in my college. There is the Nintendo Switch 2, there's Mario Kart World, and there's Donkey Kong Bananza. At the time of this recording, I am going to be playing on Bananza, but I have played Mario Kart World. Just wanted to show you as proof, I am playing this for free. I'm not going to tell you which college, but to my friends who know, you know.
Yeah, if you saw this again, no, you're seeing this right. I'm using the same one. So this is just me playing Donkey Kong Bonanza for the first time, at least for the video that you saw at the beginning. And it might be the same recorded video that you saw for Mario Kart World. That's because yeah, it's just the same. I'm recording it on the same day, so I'm just gonna let you guys heads up for that. But talking about Bonanza, where do I actually begin? Like, here's the thing: Odyssey was a good game, but it's not exactly the best 3D Mario I play. But I think it's actually still up there. It's not the best, but it's not bad either. But Donkey Kong Bonanza improves in lots of ways, but I think it's just because it's Donkey Kong, you know? It's a character that we have never seen to have its own game like for a very long time, except if you count like the endless remakes of Country Returns, stuff like that. But like the responsiveness is just so on point, just like almost like an Odyssey, but just a straight power trip that you feel, but just punching and breaking everything is just wonderful. But the story isn't too complex, just like with most Nintendo games, at least in the Mario series. It's actually pretty decent. It's cute, and I actually do like it. And I like the interactions with some other characters that you have when you have to sometimes have to interact with other characters in the game. I do like that. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I think I should just point this out. I am off script again, just because I want to give my raw reactions to it and just like as a kind of go through stuff through memory. I do have a lot of fun getting the bananas, right? Getting bananium gems or just like oh bananas. It's just a treat to see, and then seeing Donkey Kong eat it as like giving a pose is like man, this is just so good. I like Donkey Kong's more expressive feeling. I feel like that's what Mario Odyssey was actually missing. Was just like the adrenaline that you would actually get from it. And then like the skill tree makes sense for Donkey Kong. And since you have to break stuff, you have to get stronger to get break stuff or just get some good more movement options, you know? Just knowing how much you can actually like trick off and like get shortcuts to just get to the objective like easily, quicker. Maybe you might miss some stuff that might be important, but just knowing that you can actually go through the the freaking like level so fast to the objective is like insane. It was like I like that. The option to either explore or just to go monkey go fast is just really cool. Other than that, yeah, I don't know. It's just like more of a power trip. And that's what I like about Donkey Kong Bonanza. It's just a power trip throughout everything. Throughout this moment, in terms of where I am, in terms of this recording for Donkey Kong Bananza, I will be playing more of it, but I don't think I'll be able to finish it during the semester just because of again schoolwork. But I'm at the point where like we meet these rock creatures for the first time, the talking ones with the eyeballs. When you break them, they can just regenerate. Yeah, those guys. I meet them for the first time. They actually are pretty cool. I think it's just kind of neat, but yeah, knowing that this is a lot of stuff, and I mean like buying costumes and like changing the fur color of Donkey Kong is actually pretty neat. Although I do want to just go for like the basic like Donkey Kong look because it's Donkey Kong. Might as well. Maybe if I feel like it, I might put on like a different tie or two and maybe some pants. I don't know. Oh, Pauline. First off, Pauline, I do like Pauline, and I do like you already know her story through when you first meet her when she's free as Odd Rock. But speaking of Odd Rock, I am a bit upset how fast Odd Rock's time in the spotlight is just cut out short. It's just sad for me to just know that his time was just very short, like their time. But knowing Pauline, like it makes sense, and I don't actually mind Pauline taking over for this one. I mean, yeah, Odd Rock is Pauline, and technically you can say that they're the same character, but like I kind of wish that Odd Rock kind of stayed a bit more longer and not just get unlocked by getting the first Bonanza thing. But in terms of like how it's activated and stuff, it kind of makes sense, but it's not exactly explained. The music is really good. If I'm gonna be like straight, I think the music in Bonanza is calming but energetic, like jungle beat, but not the game jungle beat. Excuse me. But it just feels good. It's like a good vibe. But in terms of transforming into Kong Bonanza, that just feels right, and I love it. Very pumping, exhilarating, and it could just be me, but doesn't it just sound like the Crudes theme? You guys remember the Crudes and the theme for it for Grug? It kind of sounds like that, but with just vocals and maybe a different tempo, possibly. I could be wrong, but I can still hear it for some reason. When I try to remember it, that's the first thing that comes to mind. I'm trying not to remember that. I'm trying to remember the Kong Bonanza specifically. But like, yeah, I keep hearing the Kong Bonanza because I have to activate it a few times, and I can still hear that Crude's theme for some reason. But yeah, I would say that the jump button for the game is always going to be like the A button. But I keep feeling that B would be the jump button for some reason. It could just be because of my PlayStation habit, of course, with these types of games. But yeah, it's a bit weird. But knowing that you just like mash every single button and you can still like dig and destroy and make a big old tunnel room underground sometimes, it's fun. Just getting all the gold is just exhilarating. Finding treasure chests, fossils, and all that stuff is also exhilarating. Getting those giant bundle of bananas and then just like seeing Donkey Kong eat, and then just like the skill level stuff coming out is like, man, I think the whole thing of the game is just an adrenaline rush. But there are times where the game does like slow down, which is actually pretty good. And then you can just start the adrenaline rush again by just like digging and breaking stuff. Basically, it's Donkey Kong. The impact just feels so right, and the controls feels so tight too. Hopefully that does not get taken out of context. Like comparing this, and I know this not fair, but comparing to Mario Kart World, where the responsiveness of like movement of the carts is just not that great compared to Mario Kart 8. The responsiveness of this is much more better, and I think even better than Mario Odyssey. Even like getting shortcuts using like the Cappy tactic in Mario Odyssey, just to like reach certain gaps. It feels more faster, and it feels more responsive and more impactful in Donkey Kong Bananza. And I think that is basically to Bananza's benefit, because it is technically the second game that the developers from Odyssey made in terms of similar games. So like, yeah, it's just adrenaline rush. I just like it. It's just big monkey destroy stuff. Like it's kind of simple to the point, and the story is actually pretty nice. And just I'm like, oh, what's this going to be? The boss intros remind me a lot of Splatoon. Yeah, the boss intros really remind me of Splatoon, and I think that what kind of won me over as well. I'm a big Splatoon fan, and just seeing this is just like, man, it just feels like Splatoon, but like now you're controlling as a monkey and not a squid. It's like, that's just fun, and I can just beat the brakes out of everything. It's like, yeah. If you know, I know. I think you guys already noticed that it's just mostly the breaking stuff, and I like. It's like, yeah, I just kind of like those things. And maybe I like Minecraft. Well, the thing about Minecraft is like it's slow, but you can build stuff. But technically, you could build stuff in this game too. It's just a little different. Is there any negatives? Because I am a little bit gushing about this game, just mainly because of how much of an adrenaline rush, the power trip that you feel, and basically the feeling of the game. There is one gripe that I do have. the skill tree first. Like getting skill points is getting bananas is not the problem. There's too many bananas to be fair. But the skill tree specifically, some of these basic skills cost more than one skill point to unlock, and I do think that that doesn't feel right. Like if it's gonna be the final upgrade to a already existing skill point, like a skill move, then maybe like the final point could be like 3 or 5 skill points, you know? But like just to unlock it should always be one. And if there's any subsequent upgrades to it, maybe then you put in another like banana skill point that you need to actually get it. I do kind of wish that it would be easier to unlock some more stuff in the skill tree. But then again, that's why you kind of have like the outfits and Pauline outfits to actually like, you know, get yourself a boost. So you don't really need the skill points that much to compensate for the high price of unlocking some of these stuff, which should be basic, but like that's fine. Another gripe I do have is technically the voice acting. Now Pauline is technically the only character who actually speaks normally, and I do think it's fine. What I just kind of wish that would be explained is like how does Pauline understand the language that everybody's talking? Because you have Donkey Kong who just kind of does monkey noises, and then you have the others, which the other enemies or monkeys and the other like Void Company, they just kind of having just their own language. It's not just like regular monkey noises, and yet Pauline can understand all of it. I do kind of want to know, and maybe it's just like that on purpose. Maybe you just want us to have a theory onto why Pauline can actually understand. Maybe like a relative knows like the language and then just kind of taught it to Pauline, or is it like an inheritance? Or is it like a thing that she can inherit because of its her own bloodline in relation to Donkey Kong? I really don't know. And for the most part, I'm actually really curious as to why. But it does make things awkward having Pauline being the only one who speaks normally, while some of the other characters, sometimes they can actually say actual words. For the most part, it would be just like normal monkey noises, and it's just kind of weird. You know? Yeah, like having one person to actually like say lines is just kind of weird when almost everybody in the entire game kind of makes the monkey noises for like 90%, 99% of the time. It is a bit awkward. It does technically got me out of the game, but that's like the least of my worries, honestly. Because even if Pauline is the only one who's talking, it's kind of nice to hear her actual voice and actually hear Pauline actually talk, at least for once. Like an actual like human Mario character finally talking for once, like normally in an actual Mario series game is like really refreshing. So like the uniqueness there kind of outweighs the negativity of being the only one able to talk. I do kind of wish that Void Company, Grumpy, Poppy, and Void Kong can actually talk normally, because I mean they're a company after all. But then again, maybe Nintendo's trying to avoid the Donkey Kong Country cartoon and giving every character the voice. You know how good it would be if we had the Donkey Kong Country cartoon VAs just come back and just like voice every character here, like Donkey Kong would have his Donkey Kong voice in the cartoon. Diddy and Dixie maybe as well. And then Cranky, like, oh my god, that would be good. And then maybe we have some that means that some of the newer characters would actually have voices, and then we can hear them in a bit. And to be honest, I got spoiled for King K already, but like, you know, because I watched the cutscenes, because I don't have like the Nintendo Switch to actually play it. But like having it, I just kind of wish that King K has his country voice. Like, man, wouldn't that be just fun? Wouldn't that be just so fun to just hear that voice again, screaming? Oh my god. There's so many possibilities I can do, and I kind of wish they did, but the game we got so far, and how far I played for like at least 8 hours, maybe 10 hours by the time of this recording, and maybe after recording, I don't know. when I get back to playing the game, I will try my best to actually finish the game and give my best review on it. But so far, the game, even though I'm still like in pretty early stages of the game, just knowing that I have at least like 8 to 10 hours of just the game alone, but being this early into the game shows how much fun I actually have for just actually breaking stuff and the adrenaline rush, basically. For the most part, I was trying to collect gold, but like collecting gold kind of just had a domino effect where I just want to destroy everything and just want to explore. Yeah, I feel like it's maybe just the Minecraft in me, possibly. I don't know. Again, had a lot of fun. So far, I'm not gonna give it a perfect 10 out of 10 because I feel like it's too early. But that's how in my heart it feels. In my heart, it feels 10 out of 10. But if I'm gonna be honest, most likely maybe an 8 to 9 out of 10. There's a lot of things left in this game for me to explore, and I don't want to actually like get my hopes too high. So I think 8 and 9 is actually pretty good. I do like this game, and maybe it is probably the best game so far on Nintendo Switch 2. Um, if my college ever gets Kirby Air Riders, I will play that because I like Kirby Air Ride, and considering how it looks and how it looks to feel, and how Sakurai puts it, I think it might be really, really good, much better than Marka World, I hope.